The Days That Are Gone, a memoir of the Buisson du Maurier family based on the books of Daphne du Maurier and adapted as 2 plays for radio by Philip Lever. The second play, The Fire in the Glass.
In the year 1811, on a blustery spring day, the Dover packet lay tied up to the wharf, loading its cargo of passengers and merchandise. From the saloon rail, the more elegant passengers looked down on the lower deck, where their less fortunate companions were spread over the boards, their belongings tied in small bundles or packed into wicker baskets. Mostly groups of the poorer French émigrés, they seemed doubly apprehensive of the sea and timid at the thought of returning to the land which they'd left in such fearful disturbance. England would no longer support them, and the future was the new France, where they must pick up old threads and look for new patterns. On the upper deck, Ellen Clark, aged 13 years, was sailing to France for the first time, accompanied by her mother, Mrs. Mary Ann Clark, ex-mistress of the Duke of York, the subject of a sensational law case, and the possessor of a substantial income, provided she lived out of England. Ellen, a pale, serious child, was enthralled by the commotion on the ship and captivated by the sight of a boy standing on the lower deck and singing in a clear, boyish treble.
Oh, Mamma, listen to that boy. How beautifully he sings.
He may sing like an angel, but he don't look like one. A bold, impudent face.
What does that matter?
It may matter a lot to some people later on. Mark my words.
I would like to know him.
Well, there's an impudent miss. Picking up boys in a boat. That's the thing I never did. Boldness is all very well in its right place, but you've got to learn how to use it. Where would I have been if I hadn't? Or you and your brother come to that.
Mamma, please don't spoil everything. He is only a boy singing.
Come away, Ellen. You will spoil your police, leaning so close to that dirty rail.
Louis Mathurin! Come down from the ship's side or you will fall!
The lady calling to him must be his mother.
They look like returning French émigrés, probably very common people. You can see how badly dressed they are. Come away at once. We have been asked to dine below by a very nice foreign gentleman who's travelling to Paris. Come and make your curtsy to him, and leave the émigrés to their bread and cheese.
Very well, Mamma.
Louis Mathurin! Come down, do you hear? Louise, you shouldn't encourage your brother to run all over the deck.
No, Mamma. Louis Mathurin, you're to come here at once. Yes, Louise.
In the early 1820s, Paris had become sober and a little bourgeois. In the Rue Saint-Étienne, the houses were shabby and sometimes forlorn. At number 8, a Madame Poussard ran a maison d'éducation, and here the daughters of the new society studied German, Italian, and English. And it was to Madame Poussard that Louise Buisson du Maurier applied for the post of English teacher. She had returned to France at the age of 15, and now in her early 20s, she was endeavouring to augment the small family pension to the best of her ability.
If it had been possible, Madame, I would have taken vows and entered the convent of the Sacré-Cœur. For the present, however, I must help to support the family. I must confess that I was not brought up to work and never for a moment believed that it would be necessary.
May I inquire your circumstances, mademoiselle?
We were greatly disappointed when we returned to France. My poor father had always expected that much more would be done for us. The glass factory, founded by my grandfather, was destroyed, and our chateau apparently reduced to ruins.
And you received no reparation?
Only a state pension of 200 francs a year. There are 6 of us, Madame, besides my mother, and this is all we have in the world now that my father is dead.
And the rest of your family, how do they employ themselves?
My brother Robert is in London, a clerk in the city.
Oh?
Jacques, who is younger, works in Hamburg in a bank.
Uh-huh.
The 2 youngest children live here in Paris with my mother, and it is for their sake that I wish to teach English here in your pension.
And the 6th? Did you not mention another brother?
Yes, I have another brother, Louis Mathurin. Unfortunately, he has gone against all our wishes and is studying to become a professional singer.
Ah.
It is very hard for us, his family, to see him wasting himself in such a way.
Naturally, brought up as you have been, you could not bear to have a brother on the stage. However, there is nothing dishonorable in teaching, as you realize yourself. If you would care to mention to your brother that I am looking for a singing master, the pay would be small, of course.
You are very kind, madame. When I next see my brother, I will suggest it to him. But I'm a little doubtful. He is so independent.
You yourself, mademoiselle, will have Tuesdays free in which to take private pupils, if that would be your wish. As it happens, there is an English lady here this moment with her daughter, a young lady of about your own age, who wishes to take a short course in French literature. With your knowledge of both languages, I consider she would be an ideal pupil for you. If you will follow me, I will introduce you to them. Mrs. Clark, may I present our English teacher, Mademoiselle Busson de Maurier, Mrs. Clark from London.
How do you do, madame?
Oh, how do you do?
May I offer you some refreshment, tea, coffee?
No, thank you. Never touch 'em. Wind under the heart, you know. Can't avoid it when you get to my age. The doctors tell me I mustn't drink with me food. Drink with me fiddlesticks, I say. Mamselle Buss, eh? Know what that means in English?
Mother.
Oh, damn you, Ellen, what have I said now? This is my daughter, Ellen. She has a fit every time I open my mouth.
I am delighted to make your acquaintance, Mademoiselle du Maurier. My mother and I have been in Italy for several years, and now we are to settle in Paris for a while. I intend to see all that I can and study as much as possible. Perhaps we could read French literature together, mademoiselle. See something of the picture galleries. I am rather ignorant of French art.
It would be a pleasure.
My mother and I live quietly nowadays. I fall back upon books and music for company.
You are musical.
I play the harp.
Oh, indeed.
I had a very good master in Italy. At present we are making certain economies, so I must go without.
There are excellent masters in Paris, students at the conservatoire who would be glad to give their time in return for certain remuneration. If you would like me to make inquiries for you, it would be the easiest thing in the world.
You are most kind, mademoiselle.
You know, Mademoiselle Buss, you're too pretty to be a teacher. You ought to find a husband. One day you shall have a little chat with me. I know all about husbands. I was married at 17, and I can tell you what they do and how they do it. Eh, Madame Busson?
Mamma, we have taken up too much of everyone's time already. And doubtless Mademoiselle du Maurier has a class to attend.
You see, Ellen always takes me away just as I'm beginning to amuse myself. Such a good girl. But entre nous, madame, no sense of humour. You ought to meet my son, mademoiselle. Oh, he's a lovely fella. A subaltern in the army, you know. The women adore him, but no time now for his poor old mum.
Mamma, we must be going. Mademoiselle, it would be delightful if we could begin our studies next week.
With pleasure.
Don't stay governess for too long, my dear. Bad for the complexion. My advice is, take a lover. Nothing like it to put roses in your cheeks.
And so started the friendship between Ellen Clark and Louise Busson du Maurier, who'd once seen each other as children on the Dover packet, though neither of them knew it. The only cloud on Louise's horizon was, as usual, her brother, Louis Mathurin, who'd abandoned his singing career as suddenly as he'd started it and could now think of nothing but science and making a journey to the stars. One of her pupils at the pension, little Eugénie Saint-Just, had become engaged to the Portuguese Duc de Palmela, and Louise, with Ellen and Eugénie, gave much thought to the approaching wedding.
The marriage will be in January, and dear Mademoiselle du Maurier will be the most honoured guest there.
You will forget all about me in Portugal, Eugénie. You won't have time to think about your old teacher.
I will. How could you think me so ungrateful after all you've done for me? Miss Clark, be a witness to my words. I vow here and now that I, Eugénie de Palmela, as I shall be, will cherish the friendship of Louise Busson du Maurier until I die.
When you've travelled as far as I have, Eugénie, and seen as much flattery and insincerity, you will know better than to make a vow about anything.
Miss Clark is such a cynic, is she not? I suppose you think me foolish to fall in love. You will tell me that it does not last and that my husband will tire of me.
I consider you very wise to make provision for the future. It is not everyone who has the chance of marrying a Portuguese nobleman.
Affection between husband and wife, when it is fortified by religious understanding, can be a very beautiful thing. I can think of no greater happiness than to attend Mass with a chosen beloved.
Faith in an Almighty came easily to you, Louise. You sucked it in with your first milk in the cradle. I breathed rather different germs.
Malice, flattery, deception. No one ever told me about God. The only religion I've ever learnt was to take care of myself.
Poor Miss Clark. You must be exceedingly lonely.
Lonely? Why should I be lonely? I have my books and my music. I would rather be alone than in the company of most people that I've met.
Oh, let us not dwell upon such solemn things at this moment. Eugenie will be married at Notre Dame in January, and it will be magnificent. Everyone in society